Greetings, YouTube world. We're gonna make some Xinjiang calbing day with yang roll. So what I've got here, this is minced lamb, so ground lamb meat with some onions, some garlic, and I threw some peppers in here, which would not be typical for food. And then for spices, cumin is the main one to go with. So don't forget there's cumin. And then over here I've got some bread. Basically, I would just use pizza dough. You're basically making a form of a calzone today. The goal here is to let it sit for a little while and let the starch develop. This is fully unleavened. There is no yeast in this today. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the calbing, take this, and for starters you want to put a little bit of oil on your fingers. The reason to put oil on your hands is so that the dough does not stick to them. Okay, and you're gonna make sure it's nice and smooth and stretches a little bit. Turn on an extra light here. Okay, so gonna make this stretches a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna actually get a little bit more than just this. Okay, and the oil keeps the bread from sticking to your hands because you don't want it too floury. You also really don't want this too thick. I'll show you why in just a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna spread it onto the bottom of my pan. Okay. And so you're just going to spread it out, and actually you probably want it thinner than this, but that's kind of the bare minimal for stretching amount that I'm going to do for this. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the lamb and the spices, and we're going to put them on there, spread them on top. Okay, so it's going to look like this. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take another layer of bread, lay it over the top, and I'm going to fold it up. Okay. So let me get a second layer of bread here. Let me rinse my hands off just to get it. It's going to get baked, so I'm not super worried about making this 100% as clean as possible. And you're going to mix the lamb and the bread anyways, so there's no real point keeping them separate right now. Okay, make another layer of dough, probably slightly thinner. And going to make sure it's nice and stretchy and thin. Okay, and I'm going to spread it over the top. Okay. And then after I spread it over the top, you're going to have a problem because you're going to have a little bit of a gap between the two sides. Okay, so what we're going to do to prevent this gap from going here, let me get a little bit more oil. You're going to use a lot of oil when you do this. The bread mixture, if you're curious, is salt, flour, oil, your preference, and a little bit of water, or you can use beer. Okay, in Xinjiang they would never dream of using beer, so because they are mostly Muslim. Okay, so I'm going to put this over. In the pan, I used a cast iron skillet because honestly I just like the way things cook in a cast iron skillet. You can use whatever you want. They actually cook it underground in like hot coals. Okay, and then when you get finished cooking, it's going to look like a whole cake that looks like this. If you look at this a little bit carefully, you can see right there where I didn't quite cook the first one thorough enough. Okay. For flour, I recommend using unbleached flour. Use whole wheat if you want. This is just pizza flour. So, good luck with calbing. Also, oven temperature, it's not warmed up yet. I put it at 375. A calzone would usually be about 400. Cook a little bit slower. I cook until the crust is crispy.